BMF tatted on my neck. You know, it stands for Black Mafia Family. Growing up as a kid, I used to always hear BMF, BMF. I never knew what it meant until I got older. I understood who my dad was, and I was old enough to understand why he got incarcerated. And in school, people used to come up to me all the time like, yo, you're Big Meech son. I'm like, what? Who is Big Meech? Like, I didn't even understand back then who my dad was. My family that kept me grounded and kept me in the kid's place. I kind of regret the neck tattoo ever since I became an actor because it's so hard to cover up. I gotta come to set 2-3 hours early before we start filming just to cover up all my tattoos. And even though I love my tattoos, I'm like, man, I have BMF right here. And I have death before dishonor right here, DB4D. You know, death before dishonor just means before we would be dishonorable, we would die, you know. I would never get anything in my face. It's not for my career, you know, that's not the direction I want to go in. BMF was my breakout role. My dad is very proud. So every Friday when it comes on, he's calling me right afterwards like, man, you killed it. He always has his input, you know, about what he thinks could be better or how he thinks I could play a certain part better. He loves everything about the show. He loves the way he's being portrayed. And I got my mom's right here, and I got my dad. These are my first 2 tattoos. I got these when I was like 15, 16 years old. I love my parents so much. I used to always think as a kid, like I want a relationship like how they had, and their relationship was so close. And I always wanted them to be the first tattoos I got. I really think I look like my dad more than my mom.
Would you ever get a girlfriend's name tattooed on you?
Yes, but I would wait until we're married with kids. You know, I wouldn't rush into it. And all of these tattoos I have are mostly about my family members. This is another name of my dad. He calls himself Zippo. He calls me Lil Zippo. The shading is probably the most painful part because they use like 5 to 10 needles. Every time I go in, I have an idea of where I want to get. I don't have an idea of how I want it to look. So I usually talk to the artist about what he thinks and what direction he thinks I should go in. And I decide off of that. I got the lion tattoo right here. That's a symbol of him. You know, he calls himself the lion, the king of the jungle. Lion probably took 6 hours, 7 hours to do. I'm on the verge of crying on that one. I got boss of all bosses right here. My dad called himself the boss of all bosses. And I got another tattoo right here that says, blood makes you related, loyalty makes you family. And this is a quote that my dad has always inputted in my head. You'll meet people in this world who have more loyalty and really be there for you without them being blood. Last ones I got was of my mother and my father's name, my collarbone on the side of my neck. This one is Zaza, Z-A-S-A. In The Godfather, Joey Zaza was one of the mob bosses. My dad had a lot of names, Zippo, Zaza, Meech. Longest to heal was probably by my elbows, my neck and the side. These are all covered up all the time, you know, since I wear clothes. These are out, exposed to the sunlight and everything, and it kind of burns when you're going through that process. It burns in the sunlight, when you get in the shower, anything you do. Maybe later down the line, I'll do my legs, you know, because I live in Miami, so I get to wear them shorts and show off my legs.